Welcome again. Trauma is the wound of the heart. And this wound, this trauma does not only affect big people, even affects children. So today I'm privileged again to, like I promised you, I'm here back again with Esther Achieng, one of the coordinators of trauma healing in Uganda, and she works under the Bible Church of Uganda. And today we're going to talk about how trauma affects the children, because it does not only affect the adults, it affects children. And these children are not only Christians, they're either Muslims or even pagan. They don't, as long as that you are a child, trauma can affect you as long as you have gone through bad things. So Esther, you're welcome again. How is your husband?
My husband is very well.
Beautiful. So Esther, how does trauma affect the children?
Well, when we are affected by trauma, in most cases we find that children are affected more.
Yeah.
Why? Because for an adult, you can know what is hurting you, and you know how exactly to express it.
Yeah.
For the child, it's very hard for them to express.
Yeah.
They will not know. Maybe because I lost my parent, that's why I am behaving this way.
Yeah.
Maybe because mommy and daddy keep fighting every day, that's why I'm not performing well in class.
Yeah.
So you find that the child is affected more, and they don't even know how to express it. So a lot that happened to us affect our children, and in most cases we think they are not affected. Give an example of a child that loses a parent, goes to stay with an uncle or an auntie. The auntie will take care about the physical part. They'll take them to school, give them food, shelter, and maybe dress. But the heart, who deals about it? No one ever deals about it. But like we said, out of the heart issues all things of life. The child will begin behaving in a way that is not usual. Right. Give an example. If the child loves school, this time they'll keep, the interest for school will keep dropping. Because the heart is affected, the mind, the heart,
Esther,
the body is affected.
As a parent, if your child was once very active in school, and maybe because they lost a brother or they lost a sister, and you see them deteriorating in class, it's as a result of probably there is an emotional part of their trauma that has not been actually paid attention to. I felt that you should definitely react on that, because many times we just see the children and just say, okay, you go. Sometimes, Esther, even here in where I come from, sometimes even children are not even allowed to go on, but if the child is a candidate. Recently in 2023, last year, there was a young person who lost his biological brother. And he was told, because it was towards exams, don't tell him. Don't tell him, because if you tell him, he will actually fail. And from the time the young man finished school at the exams up to now, he has mentally had issues now, because he is struggling in his heart. He can't believe, he's like, but I didn't bury my brother. I didn't. So sometimes we need to be able to tell the children that actually this has happened, because it affects them the very way it affects you. Yes. So now that you say you've explained how it affects the children, are there some specific things you hinted that we might provide on the body? What about the emotions? How does trauma affect the emotions of the children?
Emotionally, the child will begin withdrawing. Because they do not understand what is going on in their life. They will withdraw to understand. And in that, you realize the child is beginning to be very sad, very moody, always wanting to cry, and they don't know why they are crying. Not wanting to associate with anyone. Even be very shy at times. Their self-esteem goes very low. You ask them and they look aside. You come to the house and they run away. They fear you because they fear the parents, because of probably what they have observed from the parents. Like you said, maybe the father beats the mother every day. Maybe the mother beats the father, because now in this world we're living, even women can work on their husbands. But rarely. So how does Now, so just so that don't get distracted on what Esther just said. Trauma, a child can be traumatized and they can isolate themselves. They can be moody. They can be aggressive. They can be quiet. They can lose interest in life. Lose interest in studies.
when they are, if all they are drawing is about war, you know that there's a lot of anger in them, beating,
and even
beat up their friends. And so you as a teacher, by the way, as trauma healing, we don't only teach the parents, but even the teachers. If these children are always having challenges in class, concentration, they're having issues, maybe there's a pain in their heart. And just Esther, one of my daughters, Blessed Irene, was just telling me a story. Right now she's volunteering as one of the teachers in one of the schools, and she says that, hey Dad, I was given this new class, and every one of them, they're teenagers, every one of them, the 6 they were given to her, they said they are having issues. They don't settle in class. No one, even the teachers were avoiding them. But because she went through trauma healing, helping the teens that have gone through trauma, she said, I've been now using them, but now they always want to be close to her. Now they're beginning to concentrate in class. So even you as a teacher, you need to know that your students might not be concentrating in class because of the pain they have gone through. And I know that as one of the books that we use, this is one of the books that we use. So we say that it affects the body now, the emotions. Older children will feel guilty that they survived when others did not actually. Maybe they begin to blame themselves, they condemn that actually themselves. Their bodies, how does it affect their body?
For a child, for example, let me have a child look at a child that loses a parent. They could find that they were never having either to urinate on bed, but there's a way trauma affects their body that they even begin going back to some of the stages of life. A child begins to urinate in bed, one that never used to urinate, or even in speech affected. They begin stammering.
Even ulcers, they begin getting ulcers, and always in painkiller, stomach aches, headaches.
They get fisty, can easily beat you anytime because they don't understand what's around them. So the pain can even force them to beat up somebody else.
So it affects the emotions, now it affects the body, and then how does it affect the behavior? Let's maybe talk about that as we come to the end. How does trauma affects the body in the children, affects their behavior?
Their behavior. Look at a child that will be aggressive. Can speak to you in a word that you never expect a child to speak. Very abusive. Not even associating with fellow students. They
are loners. They are in their own world. In where I come from, in Eastern Uganda, in Teso, no wonder I've always blamed the people in Teso drink a lot. You will see young children are also drinking. Now I see that one of the effects of trauma on children is they can even begin with substance abuse at the early age. A child is beginning to drink. You a parent there, you don't know what they're going through, but they have a small nowadays they have Waragin sackets, they have Waragin bottles, or they can pour their Waragin pour on Mirinda fruit. You are there that they are drinking Mirinda fruit, but actually they are drinking alcohol because they are trying to find a way to kill the pain.
That's true. Most people that abuse substance because they have so much pain in them and they are looking for a way out of killing this. But it's not a way out to hell. It's just calming it down.
Press it down.
And the pain in there keeps going.
What about the thing, Esther, of having nightmares? Just also one of the effects of trauma. A child always having nightmares, crying a lot at night, and then headaches. Even they begin to cry of headache all the time. And any other thing that how it affects their behavior?
Well, let's look at performance in class. Many times we think that either the children are not wise enough. But having things in your mind.
Not in your mind.
Trying to cover up. And
sometimes no adult understands you, what you're going through. They tell you, shut up, keep quiet. You're a baby. What do you know?
So the best you can do is to keep inside. I wish I had something to demonstrate that when the heart is full, you're using a lot of energy to press down the pain in you. You will never associate with people. How would you? Because there's something you're guarding so much. Otherwise can pour out anytime. So there are people that you find always very tender. Anything can piss them off. Anything can trigger their anger. Anything can make them burst.
Esther, talking about that, I know our time is now, but The part of sexually active. Talk about it. How does that behavior part? Because nowadays you see a girl of 6 years, a boy of 4 years is actually sleeping around with other girls. And where do they learn this from? How do they? But is this also part of the pain and the trauma in their hearts that actually young children even become to be sexually active?
Well, about sexual activity, it has been a lot. One, that the environment we're in today.
Yeah.
We leave our children with movies, dirty movies. The parents are too busy to monitor what our children are watching. The food we eat today, we don't know what, fast food. We don't know what is in those chemicals that we give our children.
Yeah.
The people we give our children with. You can leave your child with an older person who is sexually active.
Yeah.
And they begin teaching your children.
Wow.
So it's a combination.
Esther, I'll have to.
As well, trauma can cause that. Because the children's emotions and all aspects of their lives are affected by trauma.
Yeah.
They look for something to console them. They look for something to make them feel good. And in most cases, the sexual parts are activated.
Wow. I'd like to say thank you so much, Esther. I know there's a lot. By the way, these are the books that we use. Esther, do you have one of them, the other side?
Yeah,
this is the one that is used for the church, that how healing the wounds of trauma, how the church can help. And there's one for the children that has been really talking is about this one, helping the children come out of the wounds that they have in their hearts. But I want to say thank you so much again for choosing to travel all the way to be able to come and share with us today. I hope that you've been blessed. Now, when you see your child, do not just look at the way they're presenting their behavior and think things are okay. They might be going through a lot. When children, if you're not a biological parent of the child, do not lie to the child that I am your very own mother. Tell the child, I am not your biological father or biological mother, but I am God has brought me into your life. Because that's another thing that sometimes make people to rebel and get into chaos, because they, I am your biological father. Then later on the child will get to know that actually that they are not. It hurts them. Children hurt. Children have a lot they go through, and we need to help them. And maybe, Esther, just one thing. I know I've said I wanted to end it up. What are some of the things that we can do to help the children come out of, like, to identify this? Are there some things that can be done? Just to mention 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, like what you as an adult, how do you, like, is that some play things that you can do with a child and then you can observe, or writing or something?
Oh yes. With children, like you said, they don't know how best to express their pain.
Yeah.
We always notice, or you can only identify them through behavior.
Yeah.
How is a child behaving? Through playing. Are they playing with their friends well? Are they hitting them up? That's the only way you can identify a child has an issue with that. Hitting others or not playing with them. So as a parent, as an adult, you notice what is child doing.
Yeah.
When they are in class, what are they drawing?
Yeah.
If they are drawing pictures of you,
like this one.
Try to help a child. Okay, can you explain what this is?
Yeah.
Help a child be able to express. Be their friend.
Yeah.
In most cases, we find our children going to people who give them time.
Yeah.
And you do not know what they are doing with our children. So as a parent, as a guardian, try to have time with your children. Help them express what is in them. Give them the opportunity to speak. As parents, sometimes we just don't. We don't give our children time to express themselves. And that's the only way we can know what is going on.
Esther, I have to cut you short now. Our time is up for this episode on really how the trauma affects the children. I will be bringing Esther back. Please drop your thoughts in the comment section. Do not drop your thoughts in the comment section on how this has been a blessing to you. And if you need Esther back, I'm going to ask her to come back on demand. I want to thank you so much for those that have been able to be joining in. If you're yet new onto this channel, please subscribe, like, drop your comments in there. And if you have questions about trauma, about the children or how they're behaving, I will make sure that I will have this Esther get to these questions and will answer them, and maybe have Esther come back and do another one. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you.